Okay, good morning. So, this is the e learning system, the robust AI e learning system, which is under development currently now, but still not under critical testing. So, we're just on the development stage. So, this is the group action where the instructor, because this is instructor functional requirements, which will be adding more functional requirements from the instructor as we move on this project. So this is the action you can see for each of the group. We have the video stream, the classes. This video stream will contain where both the attendance, the real-time attendance, and the real-time classroom, but they're still under development. But I'm working on this one complete for now. So this is the classes. So let me go back again. So this is the classes, this is the assessment. Then this is when the student returns the assessment. This is where the instructor needs to go to so that he can be able to see all the student assessment for this particular for a particular assignment for this group. For each of this group, there are multiple assignments. There may be multiple assignments given here. So when a lecturer click this, you can be able to see the multiple assignments, and when you click the multiple assignments, you can see the students returned assignments. So this is the attendance reports. This is also the assessment reports. This is the evaluation report where the students will evaluate the instructor based for this particular group, right? Because this is one group, there is one group, and there is one group. So this is the assessment audit log that monitors the audits, the all activities for this particular group. So for this assessment here, in the last previous videos, we show where we have the MCQ template where we can download the MCQ for the assessment. There is an CSV template. This is it. So the lecturer can be able to manually upload questions and also pictures with questions, images with questions. We did that in our last video. So here in our previous videos, we also did that where we can add the assessment module, the assessment for, let's assume that I'm a lecturer and I want to give an assessment on entity entity relationship diagram. So this is the description. This is the start date. So this is the end date. Why I say for now testing is I won't test for now because I will have to test the start date, make sure that the end date should not be less than the start date. But I won't do that now. So when I'm finished, when all the functionalities are working, that is when we will look at critical testing for this application because there are a lot of functionalities here. So 45. Now for this e-learning, there's a configuration here. Now you can see the configuration for now. This assessment configuration for now, everything is false. So these are the AI configurations that for this particular assessment. So the instructor, you need to set this. You can see we have the fees check, which is the school fees check, is there. So when the lecturer click on true, let's do this. Uh, let me click on configure. You can see this, right? So this configure is for that particular assessment we just created. So this, you can see these are, if there are more we need to add on the configurations, maybe you can let me know, but these are the configurations I think that a proctoring system should have. The first one is the fees check, the school fees check. Now the second one is the eye gaze check. Now this eye gaze, it depends on whether you want the system to check the student's eye gaze and then trigger an alarm and assume that the student is cheating, or you choose it or you don't choose it at all. So this is a screen tracking trick. So this screen tracking trick, we do on this system is it will not allow the students to screenshot the screen. It will not allow the students to snap the screen. It will not allow the students to shift the screen to another screen, like when we have an extended screen, something like this. Um, sorry, cancel window this, something like this. When we have an extended screen, we want to extend your screen, so to not allow it will trigger an alarm that the student is trying to share a screen to another screen. So this is what the screen tracking check we do. So now this webcam monitoring. So when you this if this webcam monitoring is activated, and when the student wants to write this assessment, so the assessment can be done without the student switching on the webcam, so that the system can be able to monitor what the student is doing. So this audio monitoring. So this audio monitoring to make sure that if the student is writing an assessment, that place must be 100% serene. So this is a browser check. So that this browser check means that the student cannot go to another tab and then browse the answer. So this is we check that. So this is identity verification. So this identity verification needs this webcam activation. So even if we don't put this webcam monitoring, and you click on this identification, so you need the webcam monitoring to activate the student's webcam automatically, so that he can be able to identify the students writing the assessment. So this is screen sharing detection, and so it's the same, it acts the same way with the screen tracking. So I just put it here so that when if you don't activate this one, right, so this will only work for screen sharing. So session login. Now this session login is when you log in on a particular computer, and you cannot log in again with that same details on another computer. If this is checked, the system will detect that a user is trying to log in on a system. Or if you log in on one computer, the system will not allow you to log in on another computer, because the system will detect that you have already logged in and you are writing the exam. So that is what the session login does. So this AI behavior check. Now this one here is a little bit problem, which I will need your option in this part, because I have not done this part. I have not done this part, but these are the configurations, but I have not done this part. But I'm thinking of, if, because this AI proctoring, it has an advantage and it still has disadvantage, because sometimes a student may be looking up, or sometimes a student may be looking down. Will you say that the student is cheating? So if this one is activated, that is how the system will be trained. So if a student is looking down for some minutes, it will assume the student is cheating. If the student is looking outside the screen, it means the student is cheating. That is what this AI behavior analysis will do, and to be taking the analysis of what the student is doing. So if the student look down, it will take the analysis of that the student looks down. If you look up, it will take the analysis that the student look up, and then I will implement a rule-based check for each instructor to to make the computer decide if the student is cheating or not. Then user notification. Now once this is checked, so once a student is writing the exam, and if all these things are activated, including user notification, it will notify the instructor and also the people involved in the assessment, the top people involved in the assessment, that this particular student is cheating, and we give the analysis of everything that the student does. So this is very critical. Each of these are very critical and not that easy to implement. Like I said, I'm not using the OpenAI model because it is not free. And even if you're using the free version for your system implementation, there is a how will I call it? There's a limit. So imagine you pushing this system to production and over 1,000 people are using that your particular API key to access these functionalities. Right. So definitely the school or the people in charge need to be paying for license fee every month. So that's why all these ones should be trained based on the specification of this system so that we'll not have that issue. Because those open AIs that we have, most students use it for projects. It's only good for projects like BSc projects, but it's not really advisable for master's projects and PhDs. It's not advisable, even if the professors will not know about it and say, okay, fine, it's working. But we as developers, we know the disadvantage of using it for system that's going to production. So this is what I'm trying to do now. These are not that easy to implement because it needs a lot of training. So this will take a lot of time. So if I save this, what happened? Okay, it locks me out because it's over. Um, I'm talking too much. It's over 5 minutes, so I set it to this 5 minutes. So let's go back again. Let me go back to this one. Okay, let me try to configure this. So let me configure this one, and this one. Okay, it's added. So if you see, you see the screen tracking true for this particular assessment. So it's not that easy to train all these ones. So that's what I'm still working on. It's not that easy to train them, right? So I would have just used OpenAI with a key and then show you and it work. But when it comes to production, there will be a big problem. It's not easy.